Good morning, students. So we completed the one chapter. So today let us begin the second chapter. That is also very easy and interesting chapter. Okay, that is input, output, and memory devices. The previous lesson you learnt about what is the input unit, what is the function of output unit, and how exactly it helps us to function. Okay, so but today, how do we input using these input devices, and how do we display the results? The CPU or ALU calculates the task and it will be displayed in the output devices. Which are those output devices? How it functions? What are the different types of output devices? There are sub classifications. There are different types of output devices available. And about memory, what is memory, types of memory, exact difference between RAM, ROM, and other storage devices, hard disk, CD, DVD, pen drive, and how much it can store. About complete memory devices, we will be learning in detail in this chapter. Okay, so the objectives of this lesson is to identify the types and purposes of the specialized input devices. It's not only common input devices which we use every day. Even certain applications, we use certain other types of input devices. That also we are going to learn. Then different output devices, as I mentioned, memory devices, storage devices. Memory devices means the primary memory or RAM, ROM. Okay, storage devices are secondary storage devices that we are going to learn in this lesson. Then the last type of memory is cache memory. There is another type of memory which is available in the CPU, which plays an important role for the speeding up of the processing. So all these things we will learn in this chapter, not all at once. Let us go step by step. Today, let us see few input devices. There are many input devices are used. First, let us see what is an input device. What is the function of it? An input device, it is used to feed the data into the computer. Input devices are capable of converting the data from human understandable form into a form that can be recognized by the computer, that is zeros and ones. So we can write input devices converts the human understandable form into machine understandable form, or machine language, you can say. Machine language or machine understandable form is zeros and ones. Computer can understand only zeros and ones. What we type through the keyboard, if you just type give as it is, computer cannot understand. That has to be converted. So that is taken care by input devices. So these are capable of converting the data from human understandable language form. Human understandable language form is what we type, the English alphabets, the numbers, what we have on the keyboard. So that's how what you're going to type. That if computer directly accept, it doesn't know what to do. That has to be converted into zeros and ones. And also you can say the function of another function of input devices. A computer, several input devices are used, and also you can say it connects the external world to the computer system. You can say it connects external world to the computer system. These are the three functions of input devices. You can make a note. Input device, the major function is it is used to feed the data into the computer system. What is the purpose of input device, or what is the function of input device? That is a frequently asked question, which I'll be displaying at the end of the session. You need to write it is used to feed the data into the computers. And second point, you can write it is used to connect the external world to the computer system. Input devices are used to connect the external world to the computer system. And the third function is input devices converts the human understandable data into machine understandable form. So or else what you can write, input devices converts the data from human understandable form into a form which can be recognized by the computer, zeros and ones. So according to your convenience, you write. Now there are so many input devices are available. Which are the commonly used? Yes, keyboard, mouse, trackball, joystick. So keyboard, mouse, joystick are the frequently used, and of course the scanner also, light pen, barcode reader, OCR, OMR, MICR. These are the abbreviations, expansions, and what is the function of all those things? We will learn it one by one. To start with, let us see the keyboard. Okay, I think most of you have seen the keyboard and you have used it, isn't it? So you need to learn what are the types of keys, what is the function of the keyboard, all those things we will learn in this class. So the most commonly input device is a keyboard. It is used to enter both numerical as well as a character type data. Of course, we have all the numbers as well as the characters. It's not only alphabets or numbers. Other than that, we have other type of keys also. What are those? It is like the keyboard is like a mechanical typewriter with alphanumeric keys. Alphanumeric keys includes alphabets and numbers. And apart from that, we have special keys. What are the special keys? We have space bar, caps lock, isn't it? Then insert button, then shift button, control, tab, then so many symbols are available. Those are all special keys. Then punctuation keys. Punctuation keys means you know it. Less than, greater than, comma, dot, question mark, ampersand, star. How do you get those symbols? Yes, you have to hold the shift key, isn't it? You have to hold the shift key and press those numbers where you have so many symbols are available. I will display the keyboard and I will talk about that. Then we have functional keys. Which are those functional keys? Which is numbered from F1, F2, F3 till F12. Even certain keyboard has till F14 or F15 also. Okay, those are the functional keys to perform specific function. Just if you press one function key, it performs a specific function. The keyboard, the standard keyboards, it has 101 keys or 104 keys. The number may vary depending on the model of the keyboard and for what computer you are using. If you are using for the laptop, number of keys may vary. If it is for a PC, again depending on the manufacturer, here and there it may change. The standard keyboard, it has either 101 keys or 104 keys, the number of keys. So the keyboard detects a key pressed and generates a corresponding ASCII codes which can be recognized by the computer. Each key we type, it won't just go just like that. The ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. If you want, you can make a note of it. ASCII, ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. About ASCII codes and all, you will learn it later in the third or fourth chapter, I think. So during that time, I'll tell you what it is. But this is the standard code which computer understands and maintains for all the processing job. Okay. So each key has a certain ASCII code, either alphabet or character or symbol. Whatever key we press, which will be converted into ASCII code, and that will be recognized by the computer. Then this is the keyboard layout, which I was just mentioning about. So these are the numeric keys on the top. You can observe here the number keys 0 to 9, that is 1 to here 9 and 0 are there. Then alphabets are here. It is not in the it's not arranged in ABCD order. I think all of you are familiar with that. How it will be given in the typewriter, mechanical typewriter, QWERTY, QWERTY format, what we call it as, because that is how it becomes our fingers. We can lay it like that and we can type it faster. So these are the alphabet keys and numeric keys, and these are the special keys. They have given as normal keys. These are the special keys. That means space bar, shift, control, caps lock, tab, enter, shift. Here also you have alt and Windows startup and control, and all these buttons are special keys. These are directional arrow keys, which is used to move the cursor from one line to the other line or one page to the other page. All those things we can make use of it. And these are the lock keys. What are these lock keys? We have num lock, caps lock, the indication of that. If the scroll lock is there, okay, depending on the type of the keyboard, you have these certain types of keys. Here you have these are the lock keys. Why the num lock is this one? If you press this, it's a toggle keys. That num lock, scroll lock, and caps lock is a toggle key. Once you press, it gets on. Again you press, it gets off. What is caps lock? If you want the whole paragraph to be typed in capital letter, Where is that caps lock key? It is here. Once we press that, then whatever you type, you will get it in capital letters. Once you press this caps lock key, which is on the left side of the keyboard, it is here. If you press this, the light will glow here. Again you press, that gets off. If it is on, you will get it in capital letters. It is like that. Okay, so about the keyboard and practicality, when you come to the lab, you will learn again for in detail. Okay, these are also special keys. Then you have numerical keypad. Now this numerical keypad are exclusively given to get the numbers as well as symbols. Now if you type these keys, you will get either star, isn't it, slash, and you have minus symbol, plus symbol, you have enter key over here. But here also you have so many symbols. To get these symbols, you have to hold the shift key simultaneously, shift and this key 9. If you press, you will get open bracket. If you press shift and 8, you will get star mark, like this. But to get those symbols directly, here you can use frequently arithmetic calculation operators are symbols are given here, and numbers keys also given here. Okay, this is the layout of the keyboard, different types of keys. Next is, what are the different types of keyboard? There are different types of keyboards which we use it for different types of computers. The frequently used are, there are 5, you can name it: standard keyboard, ergonomics keyboard, wireless keyboard, virtual keyboard, and compact keyboard. You just repeat after me, then you will remember these names, and also I'm going to explain. Standard keyboard, ergonomic keyboard, wireless keyboard, virtual keyboard, and compact keyboard. Let us see the difference and what is the differences between each type of keyboard. The standard one, the types of keyboard, the first one is, which is commonly used for almost of PCs, are standard keyboard. These have their basic layout. There is a general layout for it. That same layout is used. The average number of keys on a regular keyboard will be either 105 or 108. That's what I said. Now, depending on the model, it may vary. If you take up one computer, either it will be 104 or 105. If there is other functionality, functional keys are added, it may extend up to, if 12 is the standard number of function keys, if 13, 14, 15 is added, then you will have 108 number of types of, the number of keys. Okay. So then one more thing is that QWERTY, QWERTY, that format of keyboards are the most commonly used, and these have a 6 alphabets like QWERTY in the first row, that all of you have seen it. Okay, the QWERTY keyboard, what we call it as the standard keyboard. The next type of keyboard is ergonomics keyboard. What is this? Ergonomics means it refers to the study of method that can reduce the stress on muscles to avoid repetitive strain injury. Now, we don't use it regularly. Just we do the job, for any work is given or any file has to be created, we'll just finish and we'll get back to our other routine. But especially the people, those who are in the IT field, the software development, or those who are especially the data entry operators, BPL, who are continuously operating the computer, the continuously typing the keys, their muscles or the nerve system gets strained. So for their purpose, so ergonomics, it's an area or a study where how they found the method of to reduce the stress on the muscles to avoid the repetitive strain injury of the finger muscles. So it mostly deals with the optimizing posture and technique while working, so the work can be carried out in the easier manner. Here you can see in the picture, here what happens, here the keyboards are designed in such a way that typing can be done putting the least amount of stress on the fingers and wrist. This is a radical type of keyboard designed to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. This is only rarely that's what I don't know, the IT field or data entry operators, those who are continuously working with a keyboard, their nervous system or the muscles that get affected. So which they may get affected with the carpal tunnel syndrome, what we call it as. So to reduce the strain on the muscles and wrist of the fingers, fingers, muscle of the fingers and the wrist, they may manufacture or form the keys with just with a touch of small touch, with a sensitive, the keys are very sensitive, just with that touch only it operates. Okay, so this is rarely it is found, whenever it is required. Okay, this is the second type of keyboard. The next type of keyboard is wireless keyboard, that most of you have seen it, isn't it? It's a keyboard that does not need to be connected to the computer through wire. Without wire, it can be connected. Okay, it does not need, don't get confused with the sentence, it that does not need to connect to the computer via a wire. That means no wire is required. This makes very convenient for the use of the keyboard comfortably. So instead of, like, if it is connected with the cable, you need to place the keyboard next to the monitor, and you need to have a place, a proper place to place the monitor as well as a keyboard. Instead of that, if it is wireless, you can, within few meter distance, you can keep the keyboard and can start operating. You can keep the keyboard on your lap itself, or whichever is convenient place you can operate the keys. Okay, so that makes your makes it very convenient for the use the keyboard comfortably. Wireless keyboard use Bluetooth. How does it function then? Just like how remote functions, isn't it? So wireless keyboard use Bluetooth technology or infrared rays or radio frequency to connect to the computer. This is about the wireless keyboard. The next type of keyboard is virtual keyboard. What is this virtual keyboard? It's a software device that led to the use of input data, just like hardware keyboard. You don't have exclusively keyboard. On the screen itself, on the monitor itself, you'll get the layout of the keyboard. So this virtual keyboard open up as an application and can be controlled by a mouse or via a touch screen. So here, now most of you uses the smartphone. Now you are watching the video through smartphone, many of you, isn't it? There, if you start typing anything, either it could be WhatsApp or any other app, if you click on the keyboard icon, then this virtual keyboard pops up. That is nothing but virtual keyboard. Otherwise, on the screen of your smartphone, you don't have keyboard layout, isn't it? It's not only with the smartphone, even certain computers, the short notebooks, laptops, certain tabs, okay, not laptop. So tabs and notebooks, they wearable computers, which I explained in the first chapter, isn't it? So all miniature version computers, they make use of virtual keyboard. They help in making the size of the device smaller. You need not have separate device for it. Just it appears on the screen. So with the help of touch screen, you can operate. And there is one more advantage of virtual keyboard. Virtual keyboards are used while entering the password and PIN code or PIN numbers during online transaction. When you are doing the online transaction, either with a PC or your laptop, if you type through the keyboard certain password you would have kept, those passwords are recorded. But to avoid that hacking, or to give security to your account, what can be done? You can make use of the virtual keyboard. So this is about the another type of keyboard. The last type of keyboard what is available is compact keyboard. So these keyboards are slim and usually do not have numerical keypads that is present on the right side of the keyboard. These are typically used in laptops. Certain compact laptops and tabs and notebooks where the size is a constraint, there the numlock numerical keypad won't be available. You have number keys as usual on top with the symbols. So those arrow keys and numerical keys are cut short. So you can observe here in the PC, you will get extended here, the numerical keypad. That is not there. Here also, there are two versions it is displayed. So that is not necessarily it will be displayed. Some models of the compact keyboard, it include a touchpad that can be used instead of the mouse. Okay, depending on the model of the keyboard, even the touchpad, just like how we get it on the laptop, that also comes along with the keyboard. These are the different types of keyboards. Next, the next device is mouse. Mouse is an input device that controls the movement of the cursor on the screen. Also, you can say mouse is a pointing device. So mouse is also called as what? Pointing device, which controls the movement of the cursor on the display screen. See, now I am moving the mouse. So the arrow mark or the cursor on the display screen also moves like this. So wherever I am pointing, why it is called pointing device? I can point a particular word or an icon or an image on the screen. Fine. Now, mouse is an abbreviation. What is the expansion of that? Make a note of it. Mechanically operated user serial engine. Mouse stands for mechanically operated user serial engine. The mouse, it is used as a pointing device. It is like in mouse, either a small ball or IR rays is kept inside and touches the pad through a hole at the bottom of the mouse. Now, there are different types of mouse. Depending on that, the functionality differs. What are the different types of mouse? There are other types also. The standard ones are mechanical mouse or manual RJ mouse. Earlier it was used. Nowadays that has been replaced by optical or scroll mouse. Earlier they used to have a mechanical or manual RJ mouse. Then that has been replaced with optical mouse or scroll mouse. Another type of mouse what we get is USB mouse, which can be connected directly to the USB port. Next, another one is wireless mouse. Just like how we get wireless keyboard, also we can use wireless mouse. And PS bar 2 mouse is also available for certain model of computers. These are the commonly used mouse, types of mouse that you can remember. Now, what is this? How does this mechanical mouse work? This mouse, it used to have a small rubber ball under the mouse, that mouse shape what you have. Beneath that, under that, it used to have a rubber ball that moves against the two rollers as it passes across a flat surface. We used to keep it on a flat surface. When we used to move the mouse, the rubber ball also used to rotate. Accordingly, X and Y coordinates, the pointer used to shift from one part of the screen to other part of the screen. Whereas that has been replaced by optical mouse. How does optical mouse works? It is more accurate and has no moving parts. This uses a laser to detect the movement. Now you can observe this in the picture. Manual mouse or manual RJ mouse. This is mechanical operated mouse. So you can see the rubber ball over here. We used to keep the mouse. This is outer cover. They have just removed it to show the internal parts. So you used to keep it on a flat surface and move the mouse, the device. Even rubber ball used to rotate. They used to have a mechanical, the physical connection for the movement of the arrow, the pointer, which used to move on the monitor or the screen. That has been replaced by optical mouse or scroll mouse. So optical mouse or scroll mouse is now in most of the mouse, what we use it for PC is, here you get one what do you call, the rotator or a ball. You just have to rotate that. Accordingly, the arrow marks moves, and especially when you're viewing a document which has many lines, you can just scroll it with the help of this, isn't it? So this helps with the rays, optical rays. The another device, the type of mouse is USB mouse, which can be connected to the USB port. Okay. Then wireless mouse, which need not be connected to the with the help of a wire to the CPU. It works with the help of a sensor. So where only this will be mounted, the device. Then without the wire, the mouse, however you move the left and right button, depending on the pressing of the button, the corresponding application or file gets activated. The next type of device is joystick. So what is this joystick? Yes, this is a commonly used device for playing computer games, isn't it? Most of you have used it. Yes, joystick, it is an input device. It consisting of a stick that pivots on a base and reports its angles and directions to the device it is controlling. You have a lever kind of thing like a stick, which we can move in different directions. Accordingly, the coordinates gets activated. Okay, so the joystick can be moved in all the four directions. The function of joystick is similar to that of a mouse. mainly used for playing computer games. It is also used for controlling. Not only that, the higher version of joysticks, what we call it as, that can be used for controlling the machines such as cranes, trucks, underwater unmanned vehicles, surveillance cameras, and zero turning radius lawn mowers. Mainly concentrate on these, which are most frequently used. Now, if you see the image, you will know it. So most of you have used. One model has been shown here. The different parts are, this is like a lever kind of stick, and you have a base which is fixed to the base, and there you'll have a trigger. Okay, and then extra buttons also will be given for you, and auto fire switch. This is one type of joystick. Other type of joystick which you use it for playing games, you are familiar with that, isn't it? Fine. So then how exactly, if you move the stick correspondingly x, y, and z coordinate, like three directions, dimensional, like three coordinates, it can be identified, x, y, and z coordinates. The movement of the joystick is been identified with the axis form x, y, and z with three coordinates. Fine. So nothing much in depth, you need not have to worry. Then one more type of input device. Is it confusing you? You can pause the video, replay it, and watch. Only 4 devices I'll introduce. Few more input devices I will teach in the next class. The last input device today we will learn is scanner. It's very simple device. Most of you have used it or seen it, isn't it? It is an input device used for what? Which works more like a Xerox machine or photocopy machine. It is used when some of the information is available on a sheet of paper. You have some information in the paper. Either it could be your textbook, your notebook, and it has to be transferred to the computer as a soft copy for further manipulation. You want to edit, you want to make your notes by having some data which is given in your textbook. So what can be done? You can scan the sheet. Instead of rewriting the whole thing, you can scan the sheet, and after scanning, you can transfer it to the system. Later, you can modify it. Okay. The scanner captures the images from the source, which are then converted into the digital form. Either you can save it as a PDF. Later, you have a PDF converter, or certain scanner, it gives the option of saving it in Word document, depending on the type of the scanner. Fine. So this are a few input devices what we learned. There are a few more left, OCR, OMR, MICR, and all. So I will teach you in the next session. So today's homework, it's all very simple. What is the use of input unit? I mentioned 3 functions, isn't it? In the beginning, you can just get back, replay, and write those functions of input unit. Expand mouse, mechanically operated user, serial engine. Name different types of keyboard. Explain any one you need to explain. Just name all the types. Then write any 4 input devices. Name the types of mouse. Fine. These are all very simple questions. Hopefully all of you are writing your homework without forgetting. Probably next week or shortly we may ask you to scan and upload it to you. That information will be sent to you soon. Okay. So till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you so much.